Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm at Apex 2025 and I'm on the Co-Young booth, and I'm joined by Harald Eppinger, who takes care of Europe for Co-Young.
I take care of Europe. I would love to take care of Europe,
for your sins. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that. I think when I look at, and we spoke briefly at Electronica, and it feels like such a long time ago because we've got the new president in office here. We've got tariffs, we've got all kinds of back and forth. We've got all kinds of back and forth with the Ukraine situation. Now we've had the results of the German election. We've seen new budgets with debt ceilings lifted. I think they're talking about $500 billion spend on, or €500 billion on infrastructure, $500 billion on defense. Wow, everything's so different.
Yeah, everything is different.
Expected,
and still
unexpected?
No, I would just like to raise it unpredictable from November on.
Yeah.
And I think this is something we really hope now that there's a kind of settle up of what to do.
Yeah.
Everybody is waiting. There was a big move over the years in direction of e-mobility and sustainability. From one day to the other day, it was changed, and that's why the industry suffered so strongly. It's unpredictable, and we hope that with a new government in charge and the money which goes into the market, we can really recover and bring back, let me say, the European, but also especially the German industry back to the leader role what we had before. And I think we have some events upcoming now, and some of the keynotes, and the topic is really Europe. Yes, we can, and yes, we want. I think the second part of
yes, we must.
Let me say, I hope that we must is clear for everybody. But we can. We know that we can do it, but we are shy. We are, and this is something. It's like a wake-up situation for the industry, because we it's no need to give it some other places. We are competitive in technology. We have the right people in charge. Labor shortages everywhere. Baby boomer is phasing out. All these kind of things, but it's getting used to. So it should be the turnaround, and we have to go forward. So,
And do you see any particular factors as providing real impetus? I think, a lot of people are talking about the additional defense spending, which is really substantial. When you talk about going from 2% to 3%, that's a 50% increase in terms of.
Let me say, you don't have to think about the 2 to 3%. The actual need, which is spent, is unbelievable big money. You see it and the value on the stock exchange market of all the defense companies. And we see also, of course, a need, and the only really investing areas is around communication, special communication, satellite communication, and of course, aerospace and military.
What about the AI infrastructure? Is that something that is having a positive effect here and not so much in Europe?
Everybody's talking about. Everybody is of super lead in AI, and it's. I think it's still in the early stage, and I would not say that everybody is really the top leader. There are some people ahead in certain areas, but I believe it will change and help a lot in to build up the next generation of electronics, and from the manufacturing point, from the utilization of electronics in our daily life. And that's what we see. If you're longer in this business, you have always these up and downs, and it's not the first.
You have an
crisis,
underlying trend that's pretty.
And I think the flatten was, I would say, it was homemade. It was just the situation not handled proper. But we are not in charge in this kind of business. But we can contribute as vendors and users to support the people to believe in their capabilities. And I would say Europe is still super competitive in the world market. It doesn't matter if it's software, hardware, or innovation. But coming back to the point, yes, let's do it, and let's take the initiative. And I think this is now, we must act in the right direction. And we cannot wait that until the tariff wars are sorted out. And I just recently heard a nice study that so many companies from Germany, I would not mention the number, but invested in producing in Mexico. So we don't have to wait until the taxes are applied to Europe because the impact of German companies producing in Mexico for the US market is already given.
Yeah.
And this is we have to be. It's already started to the process. And if we believe in ourselves, I think the whole industry can recover quite quickly.
Yeah.
But it will take a moment. But I think 25 can be the change.
Yeah, I think so, and I think what's been going on politically and economically may just give Europe the wake-up call and the impetus to get on and do stuff. We talked a lot about Germany. What do you see going on elsewhere in Europe? The UK seems to be doing surprisingly well post-Brexit.
Yeah.
That seems to be quite a good market.
I can confirm. North UK really recovered wisely, I would have to say, because we all know that it was what was an impact after the Brexit. We see areas in the south and east. I think the central area was a little bit weak to the political challenges. It's not that it's full dead. It's just not at that level you would like to have and would like to be promising. We see also a trend that the requests are increasing, and there is kind of what we can do if. And this moment of what is the if, who decides what is the condition.
How do we push that over the line?
How is about the lead time? How is this? How is that? And you have the feeling that tomorrow they will everybody. Oh, let's go!
Let's go!
And cross fingers. Let's hope.
What's the event that does that? That's interesting. Is it Scandinavia still going well for you?
I think
it's been a strong market, heavily outsourced.
It has been a strong market, and it's coming back. Not in that area, because you have to see. In every high developed area, the industry is moving a little bit out to let me say, we have to say low labor or maybe also the willingness to work. There's a little bit a culture driven issue, but I think there are areas which are recovered, restarted, and taking action.
And one of the things I really like, and you talked to me off camera before we started about this. This initiative to promote European manufacturing. One of the things you seem to be really good at there is this collaboration, partnering up with big other players like us, like maybe ASIS, other companies that are in the space, market leaders.
In 24, we had already the topic around partnerships. The idea is very simple. Every vendor has a benefit in one of his products, and I have to say, total line solution is not that common in Europe. So the people try to select the best out of the portfolio, and based on this, you can only win if you work together. We realized with Hermes and CFX that communication is key. With our tools, KPO, communication between the machines and process improvement, it gives us an additional value. But the most important thing is if there's a customer from us, and let me say, you have to talk to so many different vendors, and it's burning resources. We anyway are limited resources. So if you create a partnership that the partners talk to each other and talk to each other on eye level, they can unify the messaging to our customers. And I think this is one of the biggest learnings over the last years, that the moment these people talk together and exchange, it's a win-win. And it's a win-win for the customer.
As well,
it's of course it's a win for us if we can get a deal, but that's the deal is not sustainable. It's kind of wedding. It's the partnership for the years to develop the marriage. And I said, look, and in the past you have been in one of the presentations last year. I take a picture from a firefighter, and we said, look, that was our job for ages. But with all the tools and the partners, it's like a guy in the orchestra sitting in front, and you just do the conductor, and our Smart and the data visualization is helping. It's like the script, So it's not longer be active with everyone. And I think this is what we have to understand, that at the end it's about qualification, utilization of qualified labor. And this is the limitation currently. It's the next generation. doesn't have the same willingness to work in a factory.
No.
And so we need to compensate.
Yeah,
and
we
that's
do.
the only possible the partnership if we exchange data, and as we said, process visualization, process improvement. It's the key to be competitive, and doesn't matter if it's Europe, America. It's competitiveness is key.
Yeah, competitive and collaborative.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at all these things, like the challenges, collaboration is essential. If we're going to make AI work, it's got to work on every machine in the line. Every AI's got to communicate. So that collaboration becomes important. Harald, always a pleasure to chat. Great to get an insight on what's going on your side of the pond. We'll chat again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.